In this video, we'll be talking about where the distance formula comes from. And in order to talk about the distance formula, you should look at the other video on my channel called the Pythagorean proof. So the distance formula is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And the question that we're going to answer today is, where does this come from? So let's draw coordinates. I'll put a point right here, and I'll put a point right here. We'll give this coordinate, let's say this is 1, 5, and I'll say that this point has the coordinate 6, 2. We want to find the distance between these 2 points without using the distance formula clearly, because we want to see where that comes from. So in order to do this, we could actually use the Pythagorean theorem. Using the Pythagorean theorem, I'm going to make a right triangle. I'll call this leg A, this leg B, and the distance C. So using the Pythagorean theorem, we know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And how do we figure out the coordinates of A, or the length of A? That would be from the x value of 1 to the x value of 6. So the way that we figure out how long it is from 1 to 6 is we can count. 1 to 6 is 5 units, or we could simply subtract 6 minus 1 and square it. That would be 5 squared. That's the length of that leg. To be consistent, for the length of B, this would be the y value 5 to the y value of 2. And because we did 6 minus 1, I'm going to be consistent and do 2 minus 5. You'll get negative 3, but you'll square it, so negative 3 squared is the same as if you did 5 minus 2, or 3 squared. And this would equal c squared. I'm just going to write that on this side. C squared, if you remember, is the distance. So I don't want to know what c squared is, I want to know the actual value of c. So if we take the square root of both sides, this would give us c is equal to the square root of 6 minus 1 squared plus 2 minus 5 squared. And we just showed where the distance formula comes from, because c is actually the distance between our 2 points. 6 we could write as our second x value, and 2 would be our second y value. 1 would be our first x value, 5 would be the second, 5 would be the first y value. And you could see what we did to figure this out. The length of leg A is our x2 value minus x1 squared. Because this is Pythagorean theorem, it's a squared plus b squared, so I'm going to keep my plus sign. And the length of leg B would be what we got from doing the y2 value minus y1, squaring it, and we would take the square root of this to figure out the distance. Alright, so I hope that was helpful. Stay tuned for more proofs. I hope you have a nice day.